We got season 2 off to a fast start in Australia, and I say that because there was a sprint race and not because we scored loads of points. But let's see what we can achieve in Bahrain. What's up everybody, welcome back to F1 Manager, welcome back to AXGP. My name's Aaron and I am managing Mercedes. It's the Bahrain Grand Prix weekend and we've already had the first race of the year. Go back and check out the season opener from the previous episode. We had a sprint race in Melbourne to kick off the season, and we scored 16 points across that weekend, but we were beaten by Ferrari, Aston Martin and Red Bull. So we haven't quite made the progress I was hoping for really over the winter. But what I have been doing behind the scenes, if I go to the correct third time the charm, there we go. We are beavering away designing pieces to go onto the car. We are also manufacturing bits. I did forget to mention this in the last episode that Lewis Hamilton was the only driver with the new underfloor. So if I can go again to the correct screen, probably the warehouse, not side pods. You'd think this was my first time on the game. I don't know where anything is. There we go. We can install the new underfloor on George Russell's car. And yet, Lewis was beaten by his younger teammate. But that was mostly because the setup wasn't quite right in the end. And he had to come through from 12th on the grid. Only to 8th, really. Not really a lot to say in terms of anything that's happened in between races. So, I'm going to go to practice and get us up and running for that. We'll have a little bit more time to perfect the setup for both drivers, and then we can get stuck into qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So I'll see you in qualifying. Alright, comfortably through to Q3. We were 7th and 8th. Slipstream is very beneficial, so we need to maximise that effect, especially on the first run. So I'm going to keep an eye on the couple of garages here, Ferrari and Red Bull, see if we can't get ourselves a slipstream. Don't want one from Alpine because Ocon not particularly quick, probably just going to get in our way. Albon though, that would be a handy slipstream to have, although he may have been slipstream boosted on that lap anyway to be ahead of us. So right, let's go now because that's Perez, and there goes the Ferrari. There goes the Ferrari of Leclerc. So Russell is going to get a slipstream off Leclerc, who's actually going to get a distant tow off of Perez, and Hamilton's getting a tow off the lot of them. And it's only personal bests. Probably Perez setting the lap time. Stroll getting in the way there and severely hampering us. I'm guessing it might have been maybe Sainz as well in the way, because Leclerc's lost half a second. So that didn't work out particularly brilliantly, and now Stroll and Sainz are getting blocked as well. Verstappen goes to the top of the times. We are over a second off the pace. Okay, so George Russell is giving a tow to a Ferrari. Wonderful, and that Ferrari is Carlos Sainz. Hamilton has got an Aston Martin right behind him, impeding his start to the lap. Alright, Alonso making life difficult. These two are trying to break the slipstream to each other. And Russell not improving. What does Hamilton do? Not improving. Absolutely wonderful stuff here in qualifying. Sainz is fastest of anyone in the first sector. Shock horror. And now he's putting pressure on Russell to actually overtake him. That's how fast the Ferrari is. Middle sector, an improvement for Russell. And what about Hamilton? Also an improvement. Sainz showing a nose into the final corner. Imagine if they collided. Sainz is going to take pole here, surely. No, he goes second. As Russell only goes 8th. Hamilton only 9th. We've been beaten by Williams with Albon in qualifying. That wasn't the plan. What does Stroll do? 6th. We are 9th and 10th. We are absolutely mid. That is Mercedes in the mud in qualifying. 9th and 10th. What a disastrous session. What an absolute mess. I'm pretty annoyed about that actually. We are just under a second off the Red Bull. I don't think that's our true pace, because Hamilton's been able to get into the 29s. I think we just, yeah, it just, the lack of tow and the traffic combining, yeah, that wasn't good enough. So we have much work to do. All right, strategy selected. It's a fairly standard soft, medium soft around Bahrain. That's usually the way to go. Safety cars can happen here. I have seen multiple safety cars in other saves on Twitch and YouTube. So maybe we'll get a crazy race, or maybe we'll just stay as MIDCEDES, which is what we are right now, 9th and 10th. MIDCEDES, definitely not the purring Mercedes that we want to be. But let's go to the race and see what we can achieve under the lights, in the desert, in Bahrain. Red Bull alongside a Ferrari on the front row. The lights are on. And they're still on. Looks like everyone's jumped the start. I didn't see the lights go out at all there. Russell has blasted past Albon. And there's a bit of wiggling around. Albon, I think, has snuck back up the inside. Hamilton fending off an Alpine again. But Russell up to P8. We have underfueled, as usual. And Stroll is ahead of Russell now, and then there's Ocon and Alonso. So let's see what the opening couple of laps brings us. We'll turn Hamilton's overtake aggression to high and get him to drive in clean air. See if we can get him forward. It hasn't gone unnoticed that Hamilton has started both races so far 10th. Obviously the sprint he was 12th. Come on, let's need to send it there, my friend. No DRS just yet. And Hamilton absolutely sending it on Albon. That'll do. That'll do indeed. Let's watch that. That was... he absolutely went for it. He must have braked about 50 metres later. Yeah, look at that. That was... Albon was ready to take the corner. And... Hamilton said, absolutely not, I'm coming through. Lap 3, George Russell round the outside of Fernando Alonso at turn 4. All four wheels inside track limits, of course. Very important. And we haven't checked what tyres everyone's on, but the Aston Martin's actually on mediums there. So let's have a look at that. Hamilton now goes past as well. So Leclerc... so no, it wasn't Alonso, it was Stroll. Ignore me. Telling you that Russell was going around the outside of Alonso. Hamilton has gone past Stroll now. That is Alonso being overtaken though by his best mate Esteban Ocon. Well, the DRS this time down the straight. Can we go for it? Is he going to send it? Yeah, George Russell makes the move and moves into 6th place. So progress definitely being made here in the Grand Prix. Not where we wanted to start, but it's not where you start, it is where you finish. And right now we're on target to finish in a better position than when we started. Right, we've reached lap 11. We haven't made any progress, but interestingly Perez has put on a bit of a burst of speed and left Leclerc behind, who's now under pressure from Alonso. We are stuck in something of a DRS train. But I suppose what we could do is... Well, we're avoiding the high-risk curbs to keep the tyre temperatures under control. But I suppose while we're here, we could conserve a bit of fuel. Interestingly, Gasly has got past Stroll, and they're a couple of seconds behind. So, at the moment, we're just shadowing everybody else. We've got better tyres. We can go for an undercut if we need to. I think Hamilton just went for an overtake that didn't pay off because he lost a bit of confidence. His tyres are a little bit more worse for wear than Russell's. Oh, Leclerc's caught Perez. What's happened to... we're going past Alonso. What's going on here? How has that happened? Pay attention to the important things. Oh, we've got yellow flags. No more yellow flags. Stroll with a lock-up. That's helpful for us because... well, there's Alonso wheel-to-wheel with Russell. We're going to lose out on DRS, I think. Hamilton, let's have you drive in clean air. We can probably turn up the fuel as well. Alonso back into 5th position, but crucially outside of DRS to Perez or Leclerc. Hamilton just stuck behind Ocon here, who's probably a few laps from pitting, although he's babysitting his tyres. We should probably deploy and attack, I would say. Here comes Hamilton, surely up the inside. There we go, into turn 11. Through goes Hamilton. But importantly, we need to get him inside a second of Alonso to get the DRS to then protect ourselves from Ocon as Russell fends off the attentions of Alonso. We'll avoid the high-risk curbs, and we'll do the same with Hamilton. Get the tyres back under control in their temperature range. My two drivers are wheel to wheel, and I don't like it. This is when accidents happen. Hamilton has got past Russell, but I am pitting Russell a lap earlier because he qualified a position higher on the grid, although Hamilton's actually going to size up Fernando Alonso here, so we might as well do exactly that and just go past the Spaniard. Let's harvest actually into turn 1, store up some battery as Ocon and Sainz have both pitted. Remember, they started on used tyres. Please don't crash into everybody there, George. And now Hamilton attacking Alonso. Here we go. Things we love to see at Mercedes are overtakes, and here goes Lewis Hamilton passing Fernando Alonso for what is now on the road 2nd place. So what I'll do is deploy and attack. We need a good slick pit stop, please, lads. Here we go. Yep, nicely done. Hamilton also coming in to the pit lane now too. And Russell comes out behind the McLaren of Piastri. I didn't show you it, but if you're a McLaren fan, you don't want to hear this. They qualified 19th and 20th on pure pace. So McLaren's in the mud, even more so than Mercedes were in qualifying. What's Leclerc on tyre-wise? He's on mediums. Actually, I'm going to keep Hamilton out one more lap. Are we going to get DRS? No, we're not actually. Cancel that. Bring him in this lap. Have I left it too late? No. Timed it perfectly. Nailed it. As Alonso follows us in. That is interesting indeed. Good stop for Hamilton. He'll come out ahead of Alonso by a few seconds. Where's Russell? He's overcut Russell. Russell's been stuck in traffic. Russell, well, I say he's overcut Russell. He was ahead when Russell pitted, but Russell hasn't got the undercut there that I would have expected. Deploy DRS. Piastri doesn't have DRS now. And Russell shuffle. There we go. What? What is this? Alonso overtaking Hamilton. He must have absolutely... He's on softs, that's why. And softs and the battery. So if we can stay with him, maybe that'll be good. And, we are defending from Leclerc, who's just pitted and come out on soft. So he's definitely going medium, soft, soft. But we'll also be on softs at the end. It's about making sure that we are close enough to challenge with these guys when they pit. But they'll have to pit earlier, so they'll get an undercut, and hopefully we'll be on worse tyres come the end of the race. Leclerc stays behind. If he can continue staying behind, I'll be very pleased with that. Right, we are losing ground to the cars ahead, so we need to dispatch this Alpine, which is incredibly annoying. They are so annoying on this game. There goes Hamilton. And we need to deploy and just leave it behind. Leclerc hasn't got past, which is interesting. With managed to keep him behind even though he's on softs. We are out of battery and not out of DRS, so Ocon's going to continue to be annoying, although Leclerc might just slow him up a bit here. Russell has just lost a place to the other Alpine. Absolutely wonderful. Although Gasly probably on softs. There he is, yep, on softs. So Russell's race actually fallen apart after the pit stops. Hamilton now out of ERS as Ocon comes past. What is going on? This is very frustrating. Here comes Leclerc. He's about to go past, I'm sure. He's got the inside line. And there he goes. So we've just lost 2 positions. Absolutely brilliant. Is there any point doing anything with the defending? I don't know. This is very, very frustrating. Seems to be going fine and then it stops being fine. Alright, Ocon has lost DRS to Leclerc, so we need to go for it here. I'm going to go down the outside of the Alpine. Round we go. And if we can pick up some DRS from Leclerc for the pit straight, that would be beautiful. Russell has started to close down Gasly a little bit. We didn't get DRS. It's very, very annoying. And Ocon, is he going to come back through? I really hope he won't. He does not. So we do need to get rid of the Alpine, but we do also need to consider our fuel situation. We are a little bit light on the old petrol right now. But if we can catch up to Leclerc, then maybe we can be strung along with the Ferrari. I think we did just pick up DRS there. We did. So we'll do that. Just conserve some fuel. We'll do that with both cars. Russell is about to get DRS off of Gasly, I think. And we need to try and manoeuvre him past the 2 Alpines, who are on worse tyres and going to pit first. So we need to do something a little bit special with George Russell. Oh, Russell has just got past Pierre Gasly, who's on aging soft tyres. We are about to bring both drivers in. We're double stacking at Mercedes. This could go disastrously wrong. There is 6 seconds between them. Here comes Hamilton then. And Russell following him as well. Please be a good stop. It is. It's 2.8 seconds. And we avoid a repeat of the disaster that was the 2020 Sakir Grand Prix. So we come out 10 seconds roughly behind Perez, who is on softs, slightly more used softs. But the target is to try and catch Alonso, undercut Leclerc if we can. We need to probably deploy with both cars. And let's attack, in fact, on the tyres and see how this plays out. Leclerc remains on track in the lead now. Alonso, I think, has actually got the net lead of this race. So there he is. He's made 2 stops. Alonso's in the net lead of the race. Verstappen is 6th, bottled up behind the Alpines, one of which goes to the pit lane. Sainz is chasing Alonso. And we're nowhere near any of this. So, yeah, that tells you where we are with our car. We've closed on Leclerc a little bit. So let's see what happens when he comes out from his pit stop. He's still got to stop again, I'm sure. But 10 laps to go. Surely they're not just going to leave him out. Maybe they are. He's now in puncture range. What are Ferrari doing? Does anybody know what Ferrari are doing? He's now lost the lead to Alonso. If Alonso wins this race, I'm going to be so... Now Leclerc pits. 10 laps to go. What is the point of that? And it's a slow stop. Now we have cars crashing. Tsunoda's walloped into somebody. Would that be Sargent he's crashed into? Pit stop issue for Leclerc. So he comes out a few seconds behind Russell on probably brand new softs. Well, used softs. Leclerc has just got past the Alpine, so he's going to be coming at us at a rapid rate of knots. And we need to keep an eye out for him. So if we can finish ahead of him with one car, that would be something, I suppose. But he's doing 33 threes, and we're in the mid-34s. We probably don't have much defence to that. We're still 9 seconds behind Sainz, so we're definitely not catching that Ferrari. We probably just need to make sure we keep Leclerc behind. We might just need to do a little bit of fuel conservation on the final lap. Russell is in trouble in terms of Leclerc and his fuel. He's slightly worse off than Hamilton. So let's do that. So maybe even let Leclerc come through on this lap. Just do a little bit of conservation with Hamilton. He's safe. He's 6 seconds up the road. Even Leclerc, with his magic lap, can't pull that off. There's probably not any chance of holding him off down the pit straight. Okay, so we need to make sure we have the fuel for the final lap, which at the moment we don't. We ran out of fuel a few times last season. There goes Leclerc. Now let's go balanced, and we're actually just going to deploy and attack this entire lap with Russell. We had a momentary yellow flag there. Car's crashed. Not sure who it is. Not particularly interested because it's Zhou who crashed earlier. Right, Russell, can we get you through and steal 6th place from Leclerc? He's going for it. You know what? We might have done this. We might have absolutely nailed it. We have mugged Leclerc of P6. Fantastic. Battery's empty. Doesn't matter. Just get to the line. No battery, no fuel. We've overtaken Leclerc. Let's watch it again. Beautiful. Lovely. Right. Hamilton is down the road. Alonso is going to get a podium. Hate that. But we've managed to recover a P5 for Lewis Hamilton from P10 on the grid. Is Russell going to hang on? Please hang on. Please hang on. Oh, he's hung on. I've never been so happy over 6th place. But we beat a Ferrari. Well, that was a slightly stressful race. I won't lie to you. They're still fighting. Leclerc, stop. The race is finished. They're side by side on the inlet. Maybe they're just like congratulating each other, you know, as they do. So it's another 1-2 finish for Red Bull. Alonso finishes 3rd. Sainz, after the help we gave him in qualifying, only finishes 4th. So he didn't use that to his best advantage. Lance Stroll recovers to 10th after a spin and collisions earlier in the race. The Aston Martin's got pace, put it that way. But we were actually closer to sort of the cars I thought we would be racing than I expected. So, Drivers' Championship, Russell moves ahead of Stroll. Sainz only 8th. Alonso moves up to 3rd. Hamilton now up to 14 points. We actually matched Ferrari's score this weekend, beat Aston Martin. So this battle for 2nd is closing up. We need to make sure we get to the front of it and pull away. So that was the Bahrain Grand Prix. And thank you very much for joining me in this episode. Season 2 hasn't quite got off to the start I was hoping for, but we will continue to develop the car and bring upgrades and make it as fast as possible. And of course, if you want to be part of that journey, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like. You're the best fans, always remember that. And I'll see you in the next episode, which is Saudi Arabia, next time out. Bye for now.